All right, the Bears lose 17-9 on Monday Night Football, and it was not a good showing, especially offensively. Some fire Nagy chants broke out. Was this Matt Nagy's last game at Soldier Field? Bears hit the road to face the Seahawks next week. So was this it? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Get your votes in. Predict it for us. Will Matt Nagy coach another game at Soldier Field? I think it's possible that this was it. Y for yes, in for no. Was this his last game at Soldier Field? With that being said, let's go ahead and break down this game on Monday Night Football. Welcome into Chicago. Bears Now. Bears versus Vikings post-game show coming at you. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Shout out to all of you who joined us for our live watch party. And this team stinks, man. What else you got to say? You lose it 17-9. 6 of those points on the last play of the game, final drive when the game was out of reach. Justin Fields throws a touchdown to Jesper Horsted, but who cares? 5 red zone drives before that and only 3 points. Defense played well. We'll talk about that later in the video. I thought the defense, with all the injuries, especially in the secondary, really fought their tails off, and they deserve a lot of credit. But this offense just couldn't finish drives, turnovers, drops, play calling. It's just bad. It's just bad overall, and it makes you wonder why you've kept this coach as long as you have this season. One-word reaction, you guys know the drill, to this Bears loss to the Vikings on Monday night. What sucks is when you're not a good team, you at least want to be exciting. This team's so boring, man. Just boring. This is hard to watch. Boring would be my one word. This is not a fun game to watch on Monday night. It really wasn't. It's not an exciting offense. It's not an exciting team. Justin Fields is playing hard, but he's missing some throws. The play calling's bad, as we know. Receivers are dropping balls. The O-line is still a work in progress. It's just hard to watch, man. I mean, it is hard to – you score 3 points basically the entire game. Despite 370 yards, they moved it at times. I mean, they outgained Minnesota by double, basically, which makes losing by really 14. I'm not even going to count the final 6. Pretty embarrassing. 255 passing, 115 rushing. Not good on 3rd and 4th down. 3 turnovers. All 3 were bad ones. Fields and Montgomery had bad fumbles. Demir Bird muffs a punt after Jakeem Grant leaves with an injury. If you take out the final drive, because we're not counting that, in the red zone, 3 points on 5 drives. I mean, it's almost impossible to do that, guys. Like, turnovers, stopped on 4th down. I mean, it's just unbelievable how bad this offense is at executing when it has to. A lot of that's on the coaching staff. Some of that's on Justin Fields. I will acknowledge that. I still am a Fields believer. I think you get the right coach in here, that would make a difference. But he certainly wasn't perfect. The raw stats look okay, but 85 yards and the touchdown are on the final meaningless drive. He was 20 of 30 for 200 before that drive, so that's really his stat line. 285 is what he ends up with. Has a touchdown, has a turnover, 35 yards rushing. Too many mistakes. He took a couple of bad sacks that really hurt a couple of drives. He kind of doing what he does, right? At times he flashes. At other times you're like, that was a bad mistake. And, that's the frustrating part, is it feels like he was getting momentum after that Steelers game. Then he cracks the ribs. Misses a couple games. By then, the team's lost a bunch of games. It's just there's not a lot of energy. I thought the defense played with energy tonight, and I think the team played hard, but it's just not a good team, man. And you want to see Fields improving a lot. In the middle of the year, Fields has been improving. I still think he's improved a lot from now since the beginning of the year, but it's why you got to change the coach, because you got to see more substantial improvement moving forward. Do you still believe in Justin Fields? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Type 1 for yes, 2 for no. I absolutely do. I know some of you guys aren't quite there yet, and that's okay. We all have opinions. I think with the right coach, Justin Fields can be great. Get your votes in. Do you believe in Justin Fields? 1 for yes, 2 for no. We'll make this the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, scroll on down and answer this question. I just want to see him with a different coach. Matt Nagy coached with passion tonight. He coached like a guy, quite frankly, who knows he's going to get fired. I mean, I haven't seen this kind of passion from him in a while. We've seen it come out at times, but he was getting after the refs. And by the way, these officials sucked. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm not going to say it cost them the Bears the game, but some questionable calls once again. But I just want to see what Justin Fields can be with a different coaching staff. That's just what I want. If he fails with a different coach, then, that's on him. But I think that he's got the tools to be great. He's got the arm strength. He's got the mobility. You just got to rein that talent in and get the right direction in here. That's what I want to see. I think that's what's going to happen this offseason. Now, if you're not quitting on Fields like I'm not, go ahead and get his jersey. Only $90 for this Navy one at chatsports.com/Fields jersey. We'll have the link in the comments and in the description. Pick one up today for only $90. Chatsports.com/Fields jersey. Go ahead and rep QB1 of the Chicago Bears. Okay, you look at the defense, and they deserve a lot of credit. Akeem Hicks came back. He balled out. He played really well. Robert Quinn had another sack. I mean, he's just playing at an unbelievable level. You hold Minnesota to under 200 yards, and you lose this game really by 2 scores. Again, the late garbage touchdown, whatever. 61 passing yards allowed, 61 when you factor in the sacks. Kirk Cousins had the lowest total passing yards of his career tonight. You hold Dalvin Cook to about 3 yards a carry. You're good on 3rd and 4th down. You actually get a takeaway. Defense played its ass off. To lose this game, and it never is really that close with those defensive numbers, is pretty embarrassing. It's an indictment on the coaching, on the offense. It's an indictment on the coaching staff. The offense has to do better. I mean, and that's what it comes down to, right? Matt Nagy was brought in here to fix this offense. We saw flashes in 2018. Trubisky did not improve after that. To me, that's a combination of Mitch not being good enough and the coaches not putting him in a good enough position to succeed. And I think we're seeing it with Fields. He's gotten better, but not enough to the point where you're like, yeah, him and Nagy are on the same page. Like, there's too much evidence to suggest that they are not on the same page. So you got to switch that up. There's no doubt. But shout out to the defense. Shout out Thomas Graham. Look, the entire Bears secondary was on the COVID list. 14 players on the COVID list for the Bears. But Thomas Graham Jr., a guy that I thought should have made the 53-man roster, 7 tackles, 3 pass breakups. He played his freaking ass off in this game. He should play the rest of the season. He should start the final 3 games opposite of Jalen Johnson. Give him an opportunity to play in the secondary. I think, honestly, the way he played tonight is kind of an indictment on the coaching staff. It's like you haven't played this guy all year when you've had major cornerback issues. He flashed more than Kendall Vilder has the entire season. They let Vilder start like 10 games. I mean, it's just the staff's not good. We know that. There's been injuries. COVID issues have popped up. You're playing a rookie quarterback. You add all that up, you're a 4-10 football team. That's really what it comes down to. But grade Thomas Graham tonight, ABC to F. It's got to be like a B+, A-. He was terrific, man. 3 pass breakups, almost had a pick. He undercut Irv Smith in the end zone and almost had an interception. That was a hell of a play. He was awesome, man. I'm giving him an A-. He was really, really good in this ball game for the Chicago Bears. Now be sure to subscribe to the channel. Even though this team sucks, we're not going to punk out like some channels will. We're still going to have our live stream tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central Time, youtube.com/BearsNow. Stay up to date with that. We will continue to plug away videos here on Chicago Bears. Now we'll probably start looking ahead to the offseason, maybe do some free agent target stuff tomorrow on the live show, so be on the lookout for that. All right, Bears lose 17-9. Not a ton to recap other than this team continues to be boring and ineffective, unfortunately. That's 8 losses in 9 games? Yeah, they started 3-2, now they're 4-10. 1-8 in the last 9. My God, that is just it's bad. I don't know if mathematically they've been eliminated from the playoffs, but if they haven't, they're very close. They might actually be. Either way, they're not making the playoffs. We all know that. You look at the remaining schedule: at Seattle, Giants at home, Vikings on the road. Probably be favored against the Giants, but those 2 road games probably going to be games that the Bears are underdogs in. We'll see what shakes out. This might have been Matt Nagy's final game at Soldier Field. We'll see how it plays out. But Bears lose. Be sure to subscribe and don't miss any other videos.